Good evening, YouTube world. I'm your host, Paul Italia. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It is my pleasure to introduce tonight's special guest. We got Big Daddy Jerry Cadorette in the house. What is up, brother? How are you tonight?
What's up, my man?
Really excited to have you on here, man. It's been a while. I know we got a lot to catch up on. Lots of things been going on in the arm wrestling community. And I first just want to get just kind of catch up what's been going on. I know you had that crazy pneumonia and the fans haven't really heard much of you since then. So first off, how are you feeling? Can you tell us about like where your weight's at and where's your training at right now?
I just started training again last week. So I'm going through that first week of what the fuck, everything hurts phase. And the numbers aren't up, everything's horrible, right? But you got to get through it. It takes that, first 3 weeks back. But I'm glad that I'm through that pneumonia bullshit because I was getting so tired, I felt so weak, run down, just literally it knocked the shit out of you.
Yeah, so what's your weight at? Because I mean, I gotta look, bro. Your arms are looking insane, like you never stopped training at all, bro. So where are you at weight wise?
318.
Okay, so you did lose significant amount of, probably like 12, 15 pounds, something like that.
Yeah, 15. I'm only down 15 now. I did get down to 308. And I was like, oh, what the frick? Thought I was gonna become a lightweight like Devin, but was able to kick it back in and gain a little bit.
So I got to ask you, brother, when was the last time before, you said you just started training again last week and all. So when was the last time before that you did any kind of training? Because I know you had to stop. I think it was close to like a month out from the Ermes match when everything happened and all.
Yeah, I started to feel like shit about 3 weeks before Ermes. And I was like, it's just whatever, nothing, right? And then so I tried to eat better. And I figured maybe I was eating shitty food because I was eating fried foods and stuff. But then so I tried to eat right. Well, not so perfect or anything. I'm not by far going to be the best eater, but I just tried to change my eating habits. And then tried to make sure I was getting enough sleep, trying to make sure I was taking enough vitamins, doing everything to make sure I got, healthy, but it got progressively worse. And then it was the week before I went against Ermes that I went into the hospital on that Monday. So let's say, what's that, 13 days before the match. And they figured out that it was the pneumonia. And then I got 5 different prescriptions to take and took them. But they told me it was going to take 3-4 weeks, right? The prescriptions alone were 2 to 3 weeks. And there's so many, it's so funny. Everyone thinks everything's an excuse or shit. So I took a picture of all the prescriptions and me in the hospital or whatnot and posted on there, but I still end up showing up. But, I showed up, but I wasn't physically anywhere near where I should have been.
I remember you hitting me up and it was, like you said, I think it was like 3 weeks out. And I remember you sending me the picture of all the medicines and I knew something was up right then. I'm like, oh no. And, I feel like that week is when I felt like something was going on because we were supposed to do a couple of interviews and you pushed them off and it wasn't like you. So I knew something was going behind the scenes. And then when you sent me that, my heart kind of just dropped. And then when you gave me the weight update, that's when I realized how serious the issue was. I think you what was it that you weighed in at? I think it was like 318 or
no, at the at the weigh-in I weighed 312, and that was me trying to drink and eat just to get on the scale to try to be heavy.
So I
And
think that's what it was. I think it was 308 then you sent
yeah,
me the picture. And that's when I was like, oh my God, bro. Like I'm getting nervous because I was always judging by you. Like when you get around that 330, you're looking like peaked out, like insane. So we were on our way up. And then all of a sudden you just hit me with that. And I was like, oh no. All right. So now let's fast forward a little and everything. You go to the event. You don't feel good at all. You feel like shit. You get there and all. How percentage wise out of 100, where were you at that night of the competition, Saturday night?
I mean, for me to put a real number, I was probably between 50, 60. And I only say that because I was trying to just do lightweight, just do some curls and whatnot the week of the meet, just so I'd stay somewhat loose and flexible. No heavy, nothing heavy, just some light stuff. And even the light stuff felt heavy, So I'm like, I'm picking up these, 40, 50-pound dumbbells, and I had to check the number. I was like, damn, I feel like 100. But I had my little 4-year-old to grab them and bring them over to me.
So you're going through with it and everything. You get up on the table with Ermes, you grip up with him, and things just did not go your way. So I want to get your thoughts on everything, because first off, I want to say what the people are saying out there, and it's frustrating for me, bro, because, I've been there the whole way. I watched you get sick. I watched us plan this match out for over a year, and, with all the setbacks, first you getting hurt, then Ermes getting hurt, I wanted to finally get this done with and really just see you in action. And then when this whole pneumonia thing, it kind of like ruined everything. And the thing that I don't like is you manned up and you went, where 99% of the athletes would have just came up with an excuse and they wouldn't have went, and they just would have said they were sick. So you manned up and you went, and then now everybody's like, just like, oh, you got dominated. It wasn't even a match, but they seem to forget that you got pneumonia. And if you throw that in, now they're all like, oh, Jerry has an excuse for everything. He's got Lyme disease. He's got pneumonia. So, that's the thing that is real frustrating for me. And then the other thing that they keep saying, and I want to get from you, because I really don't know the answer to this, is they're saying that Ermes has figured out your style. And they're saying that it doesn't matter if you came in 100% your peak of all time, that it was just the way that he arm wrestled you that day. There would have been no change in the outcome. How do you feel to that statement? Is there any truth behind that?
No, how do you say that you figured someone out when they're at half strength? I mean, if you watch the match, I don't even leave the table. I just sat at the table waiting for the next round, right? I'm like, what the fuck, right? And
Can you explain? Because I seen that, bro, and I've never seen you do that ever before. And it looked like you were just not there, bro. Mentally, it looked like you were confused. I've never seen that face on you. And, I got to contribute that to the medications, to the jet lag, everything that led up to that. But like, what was going through your head at that particular moment? Were you in shock right then, or were you just feeling like shit?
no, just frustrated because I know that it wasn't me up there competing, right? I mean, physically, obviously, it was Jerry Cadorette up on the table, but it wasn't really me. It was a beat up, unhealthy pneumonia me, but whatever. And I was more frustrated, like wondering, did I do the right thing? And by going there and competing in the condition I was in, because at that moment when you saw me at the table, I was just like, I knew I wasn't going to have anything, right? And I kept trying to tell myself mentally. I mean, I even like told Engen before the match, I says, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. And I mean, just, you got to try to tell yourself you're going to win, right? But it's like saying, all right, I'm going to go lift this. I'm going to go bench this 2,000 pounds. I mean, reality is going to set in, and you're going to try to lift it off the rack, and you're going to be like, yeah, I ain't going to bench 2,000 pounds. But unfortunately, like for me, it was just bad timing. I mean, I had everything against him. The pneumonia, I mean, the date's on the prescriptions. So, I mean, that's, people can't say I didn't get it. And then,
Jerry, we've told the story. I wouldn't even go back into the story
oh,
anymore, bro. Everybody,
Paul,
that believes you is going to believe you, and
I don't care. All I'm saying is it's just funny. Like every time you go online, you see these fucking keyboard warriors that want to type in and say stupid shit. And it's like, whatever. Just aggravates. And I don't give a shit about what they think. I care about what me, you know, because it's my legacy. It's me that went up there and it's me that took the loss, you know, because it still goes on my record as a lose. And it's like the first time I've ever, you know, lost 3-0. It's been forever since I had a loss, but it's the first time I've ever lost 3-0. And, you know, just justifying it is tough and challenging. I mean, I had so many things that stacked against me that told me I shouldn't have gone, right? I mean, between my flight getting canceled at 11:05 at night on Tuesday when we were supposed to leave, and then trying to get rebooked in Turkish Air is so difficult. And then end up so then I have to Uber home. On the Uber home, the dude fucking bumps into another car. I'm fucking so pissed. Whatever. Then I realized when we were trying to rebook and they did not rebook us. You know, I left my fucking passport with the clerk. You know, it was rebooking us because she wanted our ticket number or some shit. So you know, I was trying to coerce her, beg her into rebooking, trying to put Jerry Charm on, and it got me nothing.
I can imagine, bro, because I've seen the Jerry Charm, man, and it's when you're losing your patience and you're not getting too friendly.
Oh, literally, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad for you to deal with all these people. Oh, it must suck. I says, listen, thank God you're amazing, right? And I'm like saying all these nice things. It got me nothing, right? So,
Jerry, the only thing that I'm sorry about, bro, is that we didn't do what I did last time where I came with you guys that day, bro, because if I could have been there filming this whole thing, bro, it would have been the best thing. It would have been the best content ever. And we would have had a show before the show even started.
It's been like trials and tribulations of going to Turkey. You know? So then, I says, listen, this is a sign. This is like God telling you, Jerry, don't go. Yep. And so I'm like, literally the next day, I'm trying to look up flights and I can't catch one. I can't find one. Then finally, you know, England was calling me, Josh was calling me, everyone was calling me. And I'm like, dude, I can't find one. So then I found one out of New York. And so now I had to go fly to New York, right? And don't forget, now it's Wednesday. So then I got to buy a flight to go to New York on Wednesday night to fly out Thursday morning to go to Turkey. I'm supposed to been going to Turkey on Tuesday. So now I'm flying Thursday to go to Turkey. And so it's whatever. Everything's going to sound like an excuse. I don't give a shit. But
let me ask you, Jerry. So you went on that Thursday. Was it better for you to go later in the week than be there earlier? Because it might have been worked in your advantage for next time.
Yeah, but all you want to do is rest. You know what it's like to travel. Travel, right? And let me tell you, that JFK airport, right? It was ridiculously fucking big. They dropped us on one side of it, and it felt like we had to walk halfway down. Now, remember, I have pneumonia. I'm walking halfway through, trying to speed walk. Then you get out of the airport, go catch a shuttle. They drive you around to another fucking terminal. You have to go recheck in all your bags. I'm like,
I gotta say though, bro, JFK is like a quarter the size of that Turkish airport, bro. Do you remember that? That was like a small city, brother.
Absolutely, but at least that's nice and it's all big and it's inside.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. Going through the slums of the hood.
Remember walking through the airport with all the armor and you had the helmet and all that, and I think you had the big shield and everybody's looking at us like, what the hell is he doing with all this stuff?
yeah, that's funny.
I gotta catch us up on a couple of super chats. Hold on, Jerry. We got one from ABC 7 channel for $1.99. A coffee for my paisano and see you Saturday, Paul. Oh, thank you very much, brother. Looking forward to get some pulling in on Saturday. Hell yeah. And we got from Greg Brown TV, $5 super chat. Jerry, how important is side pressure? Construction workers out here beating 3 to 5 year pullers with pure side. So what do you think about just how important is side pressure in arm wrestling, Jerry?
Well, I mean, look at Toddzilla, right? He's the side pressure king. So obviously that carries through immensely. If you can have dominant side pressure, and you can stop someone from hitting you, and without losing your hand. Yeah, I mean, you're in great control. Just being able to transition that side pressure into pinning power. That's going to be the goal. So
And
yeah,
you just got a new machine that's just made for side pressure, correct?
yeah, yep.
Yeah, so he's a big fan of side pressure, and the other guy, Greg, that's a big fan of side pressure, and you could watch him all the time when he's on his podcast, is Travis Bajent. When he's on with Artem, that's all he's doing is the side pressure machine, and he lives and dies by that. And shout out to Greg Brown, because he's throwing my big super match December 9th in Phoenix, Arizona. I'll be going against Ryan Grondin, Twinkie Boy. It's going to be a good one. So check that out. Jerry, I don't know if you heard, I'm going against the leader of the 98%, Ryan Grondin, big dude. He's close to 300 pounds. And we got a big super match December 9th. So have you seen him before? Like, I want to hear your predictions on this, bro.
I haven't seen him compete. I did see the advertisement about you going against him. So that's cool. You giving up some weight. But,
I'm taking him for a ride that day, man, for real.